Is it true that Thai Chinese men generally go for Thai Chinese women? T ทีคิดหนักเลยอะ
Yeah, okay.
Happy Chinese New Year and welcome to Ask the Thai Chinese. I'm Natty. I'm definitely Thai Chinese and I am the host of the Thaiger and I am here with
I'm Mean. I'm a Thai and a little bit Chinese. I'm a Thai content writer for the Thaiger.
I'm T. I'm from the Thai Tiger. I work as a Thai news writer.
Okay, and as the title suggests, today we're going to do a deep dive into one of the biggest minorities in Thailand, which are the Chinese. Now, if you guys didn't know, the Chinese population in Thailand is actually about 15%, so we are the largest minority here. And in celebration of Chinese New Year today, we are going to sit down and talk to some of our Thai Chinese colleagues today. So guys, I do have a couple of questions for you. Now, the first question is, do you speak Chinese at home? 1, 2, 3. Ding. Oh, everybody says no?
No, okay.
100% no or a little bit?
100% because I study Middle Chinese, but at my home, my grandpa and my grandma, they said in Jean Cat or Hakka is not in a zone ไม่ใช่ในพื้นที่เดียวกันนะคนละภาค
Right.
Like that.
I see. So wait, so your grandparents speak to each other in Chinese though?
Yes.
Okay.
But they talk together, but they don't talk to me.
Oh really? But then how do you communicate with your grandparents?
They talk to me in Thai language.
Ah, okay, so they can speak 2 languages.
Yes.
Wow, okay. Awesome. And you?
Well, I mean, my story kind of similar to her though, but yeah, first thing that I didn't speak Chinese at my home at all because nobody in my family, well, I mean, my dad could speak Chinese, but since that, since in our household, we didn't have a grandfather, a grandmother, so, we just speak Thai all the time. But when coming into the, grandma house, yeah, they speak Chinese. When I was a kid though, I asked my dad to teach me Chinese, but he said that is, Tashil, not Mandarin. So he said that, yeah, it's probably not worth your time, to trying to study it though, because it's just a couple of people who speak it. So at the end, I didn't speak Chinese at all. So yeah.
Right. I feel like the language itself gets lost from generations to generations because my grandparents spoke Chinese as the main language and then Thai as a second language. Then when my parents were born, my parents understood Chinese, but they only spoke in Thai and English. And when it comes down to me, I know nothing Chinese and I only speak English and Thai. And if I ever choose to have kids, I have a feeling that they're going to continue on with this trend of only speaking Thai and English. So yeah, the language is getting lost a little bit, right?
I mean, little bit is probably a little bit understatement though, so yeah.
Yeah, it's quite big. Do you feel proud to be Chinese? Yeah, okay. Okay, you know what? Why don't I go first? Because my answer is a little bit weird. I feel like to be proud of something, you have to earn something to be proud of. And I was just born Chinese, and therefore I don't know what to be proud necessarily about that Chinese heritage. Also, it's because I don't know anything too much about my Chinese ancestors or the Chinese history that much. So I feel like I shouldn't even claim to be Chinese. But at the same time, I'm not ashamed to be Chinese. That's why it's like this.
Yeah.
I identify more with being Thai than I do Chinese, and that's why it's like that. Anyhow, you said yes, right?
Yes, I think when I said your answer, so I have to change my answer too.
Right.
Because I just know my name in Chinese, and I know that my grandpa, my family have some ceremony in Chinese, like Cheng Meng or Gong Tek, like that. But I don't know how to prepare that ceremony.
And you?
Well, to be exact though, I think that I'm probably leaning into more neutral answer because that, I either proud to be in Chinese or, neither that I feel ashamed. So, but if I have to choose though, I probably have to go with no because that, like I mentioned, I didn't feel special being a Chinese, but at the same time, I didn't feel like ashamed or to be a Chinese. So, yeah. I kind of think that our answer is kind of the same, right?
It's very similar, yes. Your family takes Chinese New Year's seriously. Ding. Ah, okay.
Okay. My family is super serious. I just have a haircut because that my family said that you don't have haircut at the Chinese New Year because you're going to cut your fortune away. And they say that don't work on Chinese New Year because that it's going to sweep out your fortune. Or they are super serious though. They are really strict with everything related to Chinese traditional or something like that. So they are super serious.
Interesting. Wait, then that means this Chinese New Year you're not going to be working at the Tiger?
Just for this Monday.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah.
for this Monday. All right. Okay, ค่ะ น้องมีน
Okay. My family kind of serious in Chinese เทศกาลตรุษจีนนะคะ
Yeah, Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year, and me very serious, especially อั่งเปาออเตะ
Okay. Very specific what she's serious about. Yes.
Because every Chinese New Year, my mom told me that you have to wear red shirt and come to Akong Ama house to get ang pao. And
I like that.
You have to take your hand like this.
Wow, that's really serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And said, "Xin jia yu yi xin ni hua chai." If you don't do like this, they don't give you ang pao or they
Wow. Is it the same for you?
No
this?
way,
Oh,
no.
okay. It doesn't
I
give
didn't
me.
need to go through this though. So it's surprising. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I don't think my family is as serious as yours, but I still consider pretty serious because we always have Xingming, where the whole entire family, including my relatives, uncles, aunts, that sometimes I don't see for the whole entire year. The only time I get to see them is during Chinese New Year. So for me, that's a big deal. So we go and pay respect to our ancestors, and we have to go to Rayong or something like that. Is it true that Thai Chinese men generally go for Thai Chinese women? Okay. Do Thai Chinese men typically, I know not everybody, but typically more than maybe 60% goes for Thai Chinese women? ที่คิดหนักเลยอะ
Yeah. Okay.
Ta-da! Okay. Well, you're quite interesting because you are the only one who said no. Would you mind going first?
It's my sense. I don't know. But some of my friends that they have Thai Chinese, they don't mind that they have to date with only Chinese girl or Thai Chinese girl.
Okay, that's good. So you have some Thai Chinese male friends who are like, oh, I can date, I don't know, like foreigners, anybody. It doesn't have to be Thai Chinese women.
This not a เขาเรียกว่าอะไรอ่ะไม่ใช่เรื่องใหญ่ไม่ใช่ประเด็นที่ต้องโฟกัส
That's good. So the new generation, I guess the new generation parents also don't mind too much. So that's good.
Oh yeah, don't mind. Yeah.
How about
It's
you,
not a
T?
big deal.
Well, I think it's my answer is probably a bit weird, though, but I think that it's probably coming into the stereotype or the stereotype of Thai people taste. Usually though that when we specify the word cute, beautiful or something like that, the first image that usually pop into the Thai people mind usually Thai Chinese woman. So I think that that's probably why that they're probably trying to go for Thai Chinese women because they found them cute or something like that. I don't think that it's related to about their race or anything like that. Yeah, I mean personally I don't mind. I don't have a specific Thai or something like that. But I think it's probably coming to their taste and their type. So and since we are 15% majority, right?
Yes.
There's probably higher chance that they couple up. So yeah.
So do you have a girlfriend and is she Thai Chinese?
No. So I don't need to answer that question though. So yeah.
I said yes, and that is purely just social pressure, I think, from family members. Because, Akong, Ama, or most of the parents, I'm a lot older than you two, the parents have a lot of influence on the kids, and if the parents feel like, oh, the Chinese men have a certain way of taking care of the Chinese women, they understand because that's how they grew up, and if they like that kind of lifestyle, then they would want to continue it for their kids. I think it's out of good intentions, but it can come out as racist at times, I find. Do you feel strongly about preserving your Chinese heritage? Ding. Okay, we're all the same. I think we all pretty much have the same answer. But how about Nong T first?
Well, not related to the answer though, but I'm quite surprised that this one. I thought that at first I'm going to be only one who, raised it,
Right.
but okay, yeah. But back to the question, mainly because that I, don't care that much about the Chinese tradition. Yeah, I'm probably going to get crucified for here, but. Yeah, because that I didn't feel that attached, to Chinese tradition or something like that. Yeah, I mean, do I think they need to preserve that? Yeah, for sure. But I don't feel strongly.
Good answer. And you?
And my answer is no, because I feel bad to say it like this, but I have to say sorry to my ancestor.
Yeah, we are disgrace our ancestors right now.
I don't know how they can prepare a lot of things to ไหว้เจ้า ไหว้ บรรพบุรุษ I'm kind of stay with myself and then I ไหว้เจ้า when my mom told me to do.
Yes.
I kind of I'm not close to Chinese heritage or something like that.
Yeah.
So I can't strongly preserving
Yeah.
Chinese.
I feel exactly the same way as you. I feel like I am not qualified to preserve anything Chinese because I would be definitely a disgrace to the family if I ever choose to pass on anything. I know nothing except for ang pao.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing I know. And
too
it's, in a way, it's kind of sad that these kind of beautiful traditions have been lost with generations. And I'm not too sure if I would ever revive it just because I relate more to the Thai side than I do with Chinese. And that kind of ripples around the world as well. Like you see a lot of Chinese Americans or Chinese Koreans and they kind of, they're more influenced to the country that they're born in rather than their race. So, yeah, I think it's a worldwide phenomenon, but that doesn't give us any excuse for not being true to our roots.
I'm sorry.
Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for joining me in this episode. It's been a pleasure. And guys, if you guys like these kind of content, do smash the like button and also click subscribe so you don't miss a single episode here at Bounce. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.